Hey you, welcome back. This is the Grown-Ups Table. I'm your host, Jesse Pimpinella, and my partner in crime right now, he will be here in a moment. Right now, he is currently on his way to the show, John Jacobs. We have an excellent show for you. Today, we are going to be talking about Superman. This movie, spoiler alert throughout this whole show. So be ready, be excited, because we're going to talk about everything, break down the themes, break it all down. And we want to see you guys comment. So comment down below. Join in with the show, ask questions. If you have any cool factoids about the movies or things that you specifically like, that's what we want to know. So make sure you do that. We have our next guest. He's a friend of the show. And we have Darth here. Darth, how you doing? And Krypto. All right.
Krypto.
How you doing, Krypto? Obviously, you are just stealing the whole show with the movie and everything. Man, oh my God. Is that that's the official merch, right?
Yes, this is back from like the early 2000s.
Oh my God! Was it from the Krypto, the TV show? Remember Krypto, the super dog?
No, I have one of those too. I just have them put away.
I used to watch that.
This was a long, long time ago before Krypto even became like super popular.
Yeah, no. He's been something that's been kind of like on the peripheral of DC movies and TV shows for a very long time. Like. No show, like he showed up in the Titans TV show. He has his own TV show on Cartoon Network. He's been other things, but like nothing really kind of like centered on him as much as this movie did in a very fun way. So I'm very excited to be talking about that and breaking that down. Let me look into the comment section, see what we got. Jim is listening. What's up, Jim? How you doing? Thank you so much. Darth, you got your fan base right here always.
Always. Come on now.
Well, let's talk about it, man. So John will be joining us in a little bit, but let's get into it. So again, as I said in the intro, spoilers alert. You've been warned. If you haven't watched the movie, pause here, go see the movie, come back, watch it right now. But let's get talking about it. So, what was your first impression of the new Superman movie?
I loved it.
Great.
It is exactly the superhero movie we need right now.
It is.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Kevin Smith pointed out a very interesting fact about Superman and Batman movies, and it kind of lines up when you think about the timeline. Superman movies come in a time when we need hope. Batman movies come in a time where things are prosperous. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in the time we've been going through, we needed hope. And I also will be the first to mention that I was wrong about Superman. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood John's criticisms. I always Cavill was great. The Snyder was great. It was like, now I get it. Now I understand the hope. I've been a diehard Batman fan, so I was missing it because I'm a cynical asshole. Mm-hmm. But seeing the amount of hope that this movie injected into me and the audience was breathtaking. It was intoxicating.
It was just a breath of fresh air. You had the DC extended universe, which was so dark and gritty, and I've been one to say it took the DC universe 3 movies to first introduce the sun, because they were all so dark and gritty, and the sun really never shone.
Yeah, it never did.
And then in this one, starts out Superman getting his ass kicked. We all knew that was going to happen from the trailers.
Yeah. But that's the human element to Superman.
Yeah, they really humanize Superman in this movie. They really show he's not all powerful. He might think he is. He's stronger than everybody else, but he gets easily tricked, and his belief system is a hindrance upon getting shit done.
Yes, and I think that's what I think this movie did so well in doing, is finding a way to ground him in a manner that makes it feel like he's a person. He is struggling just like you and me. I think that has been one of the biggest, huge disconnections when it comes to Superman in movie media. Like, I never felt like he understood what it was like to be me until even then when he hit that final speech with Lex at the ending, where he's like, I wake up, I'm not sure about what I'm doing. Dude, he started tearing up. I was like, oh my God. Like, if Superman doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, you know what I mean? Like, I feel better. I feel better about where I'm at in life. And I think that was, and even in the moment of Lex, who has been the worst human being towards him, he still wished him the best at the end of
Yeah,
that.
he's still like, I'm gonna save you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the good guy.
I would have been like, you fucking dick. like, like the way Krypto reacted to Lex is how I would have reacted.
Mhm.
I mean, but to see somebody show a good, true masculinity, not like the manosphere masculinity where you have to be a dick or cruel to everybody so you can prove your man, you know, how tough you are. But like this sure of himself, confident in himself, hopefulness, and seeing the best in everybody. Because even Lois will give him shit about like, what? You guys know his identity? Like she's like sees the bad in the world, but Superman's like, yeah, I told the Justice Gang my identity. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, but seeing that,
I trust these guys. These guys are part of the cloth. I trust them. I trust them. And
one of my favorite lines. The theater had such a huge laugh when he said that line. Like, oh yeah, he's part of the cloth. Like what? Like, but yeah, no. This movie, like leaving the theater, I felt really energized. I felt really like just
well, I see in the comments, Jim posted another thing with he loved how they led with the history. You know, this isn't an origin story. We don't need another Superman origin story. We don't need another DC universe origin. This starts out 300 years ago. Superhumans were around. 30 years ago, Superman's planet exploded. 3 years ago, he came out as Superman. And then 3 minutes ago, he got his ass kicked. And starts out perfectly.
Which let's talk about that. I think that's something that worth talking about because I think Hollywood has such a fear of world building immersion, but I think James Gunn does a fantastic job here because it was kind of like, hey, look, this movie doesn't take place in our world at all. It makes it very clear that this, like Marvel could take place in our world. This movie makes it very clear and very apparent up front. This is fantasy. This is fiction.
Well,
you know what I mean?
there are a couple parts that I really just love the fact that this is normal. Big giant kaijus.
Yes.
In Metropolis. That's a normal thing.
Yeah. The fact that he just has a kaiju, he has two. He's like, release the kaiju. Like no explanation where the kaiju came from. I mean, we can deduce, but
when him and Lois are having a conversation, and there's the imp in the background, just fighting, and they're like, "Do you need to go help?" And like, "Nah, they got it."
You see the baseball bat just hanging. But yeah.
So and then like people, while the kaiju fight is happening, all people are doing, they're like at the jitters, just enjoying a cup of coffee, like nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have microphones out or speakers out saying, evacuate the city. This is not a drill. Get out. This happens so often. People don't realize that this is a huge, huge deal. I love the fact that we're in a world where this happens. This isn't hey, look, here's a flying man in a suit for the first time.
Yeah.
Man of Steel did that. It's the first time we're seeing superheroes.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. Batman's been around forever, but we get to see him for the first time, and a lot of people don't think he exists.
Exactly.
So
this is like when those alerts go off. It's kind of like when like Ohioans get so confident when they hear the tornado alarm go off. They're like, it's not that big a deal. I'm gonna still sleep in bed. You know what I mean? Like that's the calmness they had when the kaiju are there. But you're right. This movie literally says, look, you're on the train or you're off the train. This is where we are. Within the first few seconds, they tell you they've been around forever. Superman has been known. He lost his first fight. You're going to see a dog that has superpowers. You're going to see a bunch of robots. You're going to see a surgical table that has the sun directly beam into it. And then he's going to fly back to Metropolis. And that's like all within the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like this movie doesn't hold your hand and say, okay, here it is. Like, no, it's just, this is the world we are in. Like, Like the Lord of the Rings didn't have to spend 9 minutes to explain where elves came from or where wizards came from. It's just, this is the world. This is what it is. And you just have to accept it. You know,
Yeah.
a billionaire, a Jeff Bezos type has a pocket dimension. Sure. Why the fuck not? That's just the way it is. You know, I mean, like he has a pocket dimension. That's what he has. And you either accept that or don't. And I think by doing that, it by trusting the audience to accept the world, I feel like it made the world richer, colorful, and fun. And I think it gives it limitless areas to go in future movies. Like, what are your thoughts on where they could take this in the future? What they could do in future movies?
Well, I know it's going to be building to a lot of big things, and seeing the future products that are going to be happening. Guy Gardner keeps mentioning, I'm part of the Green Lantern Corps. We're supposed to know who the Green Lantern Corps is. And so we're like, okay. He goes, I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And, they keep saying, you're the backup to the backup and blah, blah, blah. In which I think Guy Gardner was just portrayed perfectly. But, just the idea of, we're going to get a Green Lantern TV show. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
This is a really good starting point to introduce us to the world, introduce us to everything that's going to be happening, and we don't have to keep doing origin stories. So the cool thing about, when we go into the Green Lantern TV show, they don't have to explain who the Green Lantern are. They've already kind of established that in the Superman movie. And if you need to know more, I'm sure there'll probably be a real quick 30-second snippet, or the opening credits is going to explain everything in a nice little package, so you don't have to worry about origin stories.
And Gunn has been pretty good with taking a huge amount of information in a quick amount of time. I mean, think about Guardians of the Galaxy, how they pretty much explained the whole Infinity Saga with the Collector within minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the stones. It happened. They've been here forever. They became this. This is their power. Super fucking dangerous. Boom, explosion. Holy shit. We saw how dangerous they are. Everything laid out in 3 minutes. And I think that's good writing. Just knowing how to just show us that Superman is, showing us Superman is vulnerable rather than telling us he's vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like showing his how naive he is to certain things versus just simply telling us he's naive. You know what I mean? Like, I love when he had to go up against Lois when they were doing the interview.
Oh, the interview is great.
Great scene.
He doesn't know how to separate Superman from himself.
Mm-hmm.
Superman only gets interviewed by Clark Kent, so he never has to ask the questions that he doesn't want to answer.
Exactly.
So he only asks the questions that he wants to answer. Him going up against Lois is kind of like, I never thought of it that way. I don't really think of it this way. And why would you ask me that question? You know what I'm trying to do. And everything that he does is kind of biased towards himself. Mm-hmm. Lois is going, well, not everyone sees it this way.
No, it doesn't. And that's what I think that's what's so good about this Super movie, because also it's a movie that challenges itself. It challenges itself for its reason to be, its reason to exist, the reason why it's doing this. And I think these are the modern issues. I mean, bottom line, this movie, in my opinion, it destroyed anyone's idea of superhero fatigue. Because I don't think people are I don't think there's superhero fatigue. I've always said this.
There is superhero fatigue.
No. I believe that there are. I think there's, when people say there's superhero fatigue, here's what I think they mean. I think it's the same problem with found footage films. I think there are more bad ones and more poorly written ones than there are good ones. And then when you take 5 bad ones to the face, you're just like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to just. Then you watch it and you're like, okay, here's one that brings it back up and all that stuff. People just want innovation. They don't want the same thing over and over and over and over. Because if you do that, yes, that will cause a fatigue. But I don't think it's fatigue. I think that's just pure laziness. I think saying that people are sick of superhero movies, I think, is a cop-out to putting your nose to the grind and writing something. Because, like I said, I didn't know Superman could be written like this.
Right.
It shocked the fuck out of me.
I'll expand on your idea of
Yes.
I agree with you. The superhero fatigue. I think they're kind of tired of the Marvel fatigue. At the beginning, Marvel was really good at differentiating different types of movies for their characters.
Yes.
So you had Captain America, Winter Soldier was a spy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man was an adventure mechanic type of movie.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, space opera. Everything was very different at the beginning, but after Endgame, it kind of was like, well, we want to continue to do the major stories, but they all got to be super intertwined because this is what people like, and they all just kind of blur together, and it's just everyone's getting older, so we have to replace people, and no one likes getting people replaced, but that's what's going to happen because time happens.
I could not agree with you more, and I think that's why
James Gunn knows that these all have to be a little bit different, and he's even said in interviews, the next movie, Supergirl, is not going to be anything like Superman. It's going to be a completely and totally different feel. So if he can continue to do different types of movies and TV shows, the Green Lantern Corps is going to be a police procedural set in space.
Like close to True Detective from what I've heard.
Yes. Which I'm 100%, yes, let's do that.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. And then Clayface is going to be a straight up horror movie.
Yes. And I don't like horror movies. I know you love it and you spend months upon months on talking about it. And I know I'm not going to get invited back in the month of October, which I'm perfectly fine with because you guys talk about all your horror movies. And I'm just like, cool. I'll still watch. I'll still comment. But I have no interest in doing your horror.
Because they got one of the best horror writers to write Clayface. And it's it's Mike Flanagan who's done Midnight Mass, the new Dr. Sleep movie. He is good at taking and here's the thing, he's really good at writing stuff that's unfilmable. Like everybody for the longest time in Hollywood said, Gerald's Game can never be filmed. It's impossible to write a script. He wrote it and killed it. Like the guy, then he had to make a movie with Dr. Sleep. How can you marry the Shining book and the Shining movie together so you get a sequel? Boom, he did it. So I'm very excited to see what he sees.
Well, Clayface's story is so tragic and real. You see all of these Hollywood stars get so much plastic surgery and ruin their looks and just have to keep chasing youth. And that's exactly what Clayface did. And he went one step too far and became this monster and ran with it. It showed how evil and broken Hollywood and he is, and just he becomes a super bad guy, which, oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go to the comment section real quick. Shane says the interview was so good. Yes, like it was intense. I like it. It gave again Superman that vulnerability. Like people are gonna die. Like
he was really just getting angry, and he didn't.
I love that.
Didn't know how to handle being asked the tough questions.
Because I understood that feeling because it's tough because nowadays every action that is done nowadays can be politicized. When sometimes people they're just trying to do good. They're not trying to think, what is this going to do over here? They're just trying to do good. And Superman was living in a world where, yes, as a body of people, we are going, okay, but you did something good, but what does that mean? What is and it's frustrating. Superman doesn't view himself he just views himself as a human, as a citizen of the world. He's not checking the window to go, okay, what race are you? Or what nationality are you? Or are you a citizen or not a citizen? No, he will save everybody indiscriminately. Hell, he swooped in to save a squirrel. I mean, That's who Superman is. Superman.
When I first saw it and saw the squirrel saving, I'm like, oh, that's so cheesy. And then I thought about it, going, no, that's Superman though.
He is.
When the kaiju was trying to destroy all of Metropolis, he was trying to get it to a safe place so they can go and study it and figure out why it's growing so much and figure where can we put this so it lives a happy, good life. And then the Justice Gang is like, nope, kill it.
Kill it. But that's what's so good about Superman, because I had that first thought, like, kill it. And to see Superman felt like a role model again. He felt like someone you look up to strive for something better. And the better was, no, don't kill it. Let's try. It's just a creature. It's not. You know what I mean? Like,
you mean he's trying to be a role model? You mean there's the kids in the war-torn country raising the flag of Superman? That wasn't just him trying to be a role model.
God, that broke my heart. That was such a good scene.
Yes, we'll talk about that later.
Let's go into the next one. Had low expectations of the movie, but honestly, better than expected. Yeah, Dylan, it blew me away too. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I knew Gunn knows what he's doing. Gunn has been able to take like so many movies. Like, again, when Guardians came out, before Guardians came out, everybody was like, okay, here's Marvel's first bomb.
Yeah, I wish John was here, because he was very big on going, I don't know anything about these characters. I don't know the name of any of them.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a big, giant flop. I'm like, Marvel hasn't missed yet.
Yes.
Give it an opportunity, see what happens. And I know Jim said his favorite Marvel movie was Guardians of the Galaxy. I know one of John's favorites is Guardians. That the best trilogy of the Marvel movies. That's probably Guardians, and then Captain America.
Yes.
I fight for Captain America a lot because I really like Captain America.
Captain America is really
Guardians.
The only reason why I disqualify Captain America, and it's not fair that I disqualify. The only reason is because the third movie is very Avengers 2.0, but that's not a fair assessment either.
Well, they should have just named it Avengers 2.5.
Yes, or 2.5. But that's not fair, because, like, you look at comic books, how many times do superheroes stay in their own comic books? Not at fucking all. They're always crossing over all the time. So it's like, so part of me is like, yeah, that's not a fair assessment, though. But Dylan also asked another question. How did you feel with the other heroes in the movie? So let's put a pause on Superman and Krypto and all stuff. Let's talk about the Justice Gang. Let's talk about Metamorph. I know that John said that was one of your big favorites.
I kind of teared up a little bit.
Talk to me about that. Why'd you tear
up? Hold on, I'm tearing up again. Let's come back to it.
Okay. I think I
thought Metamorpho, they did a very good job. He was a character that I never thought they could put onto the screen because his powers are too weird. And he's not a very notable character. And I don't think, because of his power set's so weird and he doesn't look like a superhero. I just thought he would just people would see him and go, oh, I don't like him.
Yeah.
But seeing his powers being used when he turned into acid and then exploded.
Oh my God, so cool.
And then it comes back and it's just his floating head.
Yeah.
I thought that was perfect. I laughed. But yeah, I thought him, I completely and totally forgot he was in the movie. Because I was so engrossed in the movie until he showed up in the prison.
Well, like, I knew. Oh. You want to know when I remembered he was going to be in the movie? When? During the interview scene. I'm not sure if anybody else saw this, but the article about the whistleblower from Stag Industry was. Yeah. So they have a whole article about kind of his origin story right there in front of you. And as soon as I saw that, I was with my friend. I was like, Stag Industry whistleblower. And then they're like, what? And then read comments like, you'll see later. You'll see later. They did a good job with him. What else?
I will say, Hawk Girl, very forgettable. She's probably the weakest of the Justice gang, as in like trying to remember who she is. They didn't really go into her story too much, which I'm okay with because I hope she'll be a bigger part in other movies.
I'm hoping to. And I don't blame the actress on that. I felt like her role.
Oh yeah, no, she did a good job.
She was great. I think it was
the fact that they made her scream every time she flew I thought was hilarious.
Great. It was great. I love the one scene where she drops the guy because the guy's like, "You're a good guy. You ain't gonna drop me." She's like, "I'm not Superman." Like, right. Like that was such a good moment. Like they get the characters right. They get the characters very right. This is a warrior. She is a warrior. Like I remember during the animated shows, the biggest complaint was she doesn't kill. You know what I mean? Right. Like that. So it's like getting that. And some people weren't used to that. They're like, I can't believe she killed. And I'm like, well, if you grew up at this time frame, people were like, I can't believe she didn't kill. You know? Mm-hmm. So I think it was really excellent. I'm very happy with the heroes. Krypto, I feel like they handled so well.
Well, you're forgetting we got two more of the Justice Gang we still need to talk about before we go back.
Want to talk about Guy Gardner?
Guy Gardner. Nathan Fillion is James Gunn loves Nathan Fillion.
He does.
I mean, he was in what? He was 3 roles in the Guardians movies.
3 roles.
They were all small roles, but he was 3 different people in the Guardians movies.
He was Detachable Man in Suicide Squad.
Yep. So, I mean, he just loves Nathan Fillion, and I love Nathan Fillion, so I'm good with that.
You know who else he loves? Michael Rooker. He loves killing him off in everything he does.
Yeah.
Everything. Because Rooker was one of the robots.
Yep.
I don't know if his robot got rebuilt. So I got
I'm sure he did. But
but they're going to keep just killing his robot.
I'd be okay with that just as an ongoing gag.
They killed him in Suicide Squad. They killed him in that one horror movie where they lock them all in the offices and killed him in Guardians. It's like the running gag. Like Rooker just dies all the time.
Mm-hmm. He's the Sean Bean of
James Gunn films.
Yeah. I thought getting Guy to as the Green Lantern, he's not your first choice Green Lantern. He's not your second choice Green Lantern.
That was the brilliance of it. It's the brilliance of it.
And I love the fact that he's like, you're the backup of the backup.
Yeah. I think that was such a fun fan troll a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like our first time we're going to see a live action Green Lantern. It's going to be Guy Gardner in this year.
Yeah. I thought they did
troll.
I loved his constructs and the fact that he really is kind of proud of them, because like when he made the giant oven mitts for the kaiju, and she's like, come on, Guy, do something. He's like, I just made giant oven mitts. Isn't it great? I'm just like, he's just a big kid.
He really is full of himself. He's kind of like the gym teacher. You know what I mean? Like which is such a great. And I love the whole thing where they're like, oh, he always uses his oath to get out of shit. Or like I was like, yeah, he would totally use his oath to get out of shit all the time. It's like I would too. So no, he was a great character. But Mr. Terrific, wow.
My favorite of all of them.
Wow.
God, I started reading JSA when they relaunched back in the probably early 2000s. And the JSA DC comic, it was really good meshing up the old and the new. So they still had a lot of the old Golden Age heroes like Jay Garrick and Alan Scott and all the old superheroes, but they reintroduced a lot of second generation characters. They reintroduced a new Sandman, or not Sandman? Yeah.
I thought so.
Our Man.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific, because there was a guy before. He was just a regular dude, wore a mask and had a jacket that was green and red and said "Fair Play" on it. And this guy, super smart, probably smarter than Lex Luthor. Fight me, come on.
Yeah, I would go with that.
And he's just very technical and just a brilliant man. And ever since then, every iteration of him that I've seen, I've really liked. He was in the Arrowverse. He was in Justice League Unlimited.
Yep.
He's just been around, and he's such a good character. He's such a good, super smart guy to explain everything that you don't really need exposition for.
Yeah. And I like that they kind of show him in a really cool action sequence. That was,
yes.
But like it wasn't.
When he put Lois in the shield and then just killed everybody.
I love that they didn't make it cheesy and he had such a cool line. You're like you better surrender. Funny, I was gonna say the same thing to you. And he does a thing with his hands, and then you're like, oh, it's on.
Oh, it's on.
It was on, man. People were flying, and that song, what was it, 5 years time? I love that song. Like that's another thing that Gunn is so good at doing is kicking ass with a great banger in the background. Oh, so good.
I also like the fact that he and Superman just don't quite get along.
Yes, I like that.
I mean, it's not like they don't like each other. It's just they just don't mesh well.
And I like it because I think it's because Mr. Terrific is, I don't want to say pragmatic. Like I don't, because like he is a character who has hope, but not like the way Superman does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not like Superman does. And I think that's their philosophies differ. And I like that the characters' philosophies differ because with conflict comes good storytelling. You know what I mean? Seeing two characters, I mean, and you could think of many buddy cop comedies. Usually the characters do not agree on the methods of how they do shit or the beliefs in what they're doing. But that's what makes that's what makes everything very entertaining, very fun, and realistic because, there's times where, John and I, when we're on the show, we don't always agree on the stuff we go with, but we lean into those conflicts because we're like, well, that's going to make a good podcast. Because if it's just and this and that and this and that, it's going to be boring. But if you could see us debate an idea, it gets very interesting.
Oh yeah, and I think the extra credit bonus scene at the very end really kind of shows their buddy but rival type of thing. She's like,
yeah.
It's off by like 3 inches. He's like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. He like put the whole city together. He fixed a problem that was almost impossible to fix. And it's just like, I can't catch it. Yeah, no. Because like Superman to a certain extent is not to say he's not intelligent, but he is a bit more simple in that manner. You know what I mean? Like sometimes your idealism makes you very naive to what is the reality of a situation. And I think Mr. Terrific represents the reality of a situation that, yes, we need to recognize the situation, but Superman is the hope that we all want to have. And sometimes, and seeing those two marry those together is what makes them a good team in that final climactic ending. It's because we were seeing that come together. Now, speaking of something coming together, we have John joining us. Hey, John, what's up?
Hey, sorry I am late. I saw that we were going to talk about why we were on hiatus, so why I was late was one of the reasons why. Just have a lot of responsibility with the new job that I got, so I apologize for being late, but the crisis has been handled, and I am now here for our coming back episode talking about my favorite character and probably one of the most favorite things in my life, Superman.
Yes. And real quick, just so we can transition into our next thing so we can get John on a fresh topic. Dylan, we're saving this question to the end of the show, so don't think I didn't see it. We're gonna talk about it. But yeah, right now we were just talking about like Mr. Terrific and Superman and how
the Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang, yeah. Just talking about just like how they differed and everything and all that stuff. But now we're gonna kind of shift into the second part of our show, where I think we're going to get a lot of good information. And John, I think we're going to enjoy a lot of your insight onto this.
Did you want my take on the Justice Gang?
Take it.
All right. I really liked them. I thought it was good humor added to the film. I thought it was good world building. I know you guys were talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Mr. Terrific stole the show. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner was great. I think they completely underutilized Hot Girl. I forgot she was even in the movie multiple times. But nonetheless, still like seeing the character. Thought it was great. Hope they do more with her next time. But also at the same time, I feel like the way they were used wasn't very integral to the actual plot. And there's not a really big plot happening here. It's just like things happening. There's no big massive twist. I mean, there is, but like not in like that regard. So if they weren't even in this film, I think they wouldn't be missed. But I'm glad they are in the film because I enjoyed it and I like the world building and what we're going to see going
I think
forward.
it's more
So that's
just
my hot take.
I think it's more of a teaser of what's going to happen.
Yeah, totally.
Because they really only mention Sean Gunn's character,
Max Lord.
Max Lord. He's the guy who's financing the Justice Gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet, but this Justice Gang is Justice League International.
Yeah.
And which was headed by Max Lord. Yeah. So they all have the same outfits. It's very Justice League International look. So it's going to come later on the story.
I think in season 2 of Peacemaker tries to join them at one point. Because I know that they show up in Peacemaker season 2 interviewing him. So I think we're going to get more explanation from there. Peacemaker, apparently what they're saying is Peacemaker 2 is going to kind of let us know in what direction this universe is going. So I'm very interested in seeing what that is. They're like saying
definitely agree.
I'm going to be very interested to see how they explain away seeing the Justice League at the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn has already said he's got it and it's going to be good.
I think some people have alluded to how it's explained, but I don't know if it's true. And it's because like this whole idea of like what is canon, what's not canon. And so because the theory right now that's floating around on the internet is that the ending of the Crisis on Infinite Earths animated movie is the beginning of the James Gunn universe. Because the Superman goes into the new world and they're like, he's like, will I remember who I am? You will always be true to who you are as Superman. Good enough for me. And he flies into it, alluding to like it's a new universe. So that's one theory that's floating around that might help marry the two. But yeah, it's my guess on how they're going to do that because that's very interesting.
It's part of the magic.
Yeah.
How are they going to do it? It's part of the magic.
It's part of the magic.
The fucking movie kicked ass. I'm here for everything.
Yeah. I'm very, like I said, I have a lot of faith in what they're doing because I think the impossible has been done a lot with what we've been watching so far. Mm-hmm. And I think we're entering a time in Hollywood where name brand of a director, writer means something again.
Yeah.
And like, because like when you see certain names attached to certain movies, you're just like, write the guy a blank check. It's gonna be a banger. You know what I mean? And I'm here for that. And I think that's what these movies are going to come down to a lot. Is that it's not, like I said, we were talking about earlier show. These movies aren't going to be identically the same. They're not going to have the same tone. They're not going to be. Some movies will be comedy. Some movies will be dead serious as a heart attack. Some movies will be horror. Some will be action adventure. Some will be this. And again, as Darth said, that's what made Marvel so great at the beginning. You know, Ant-Man was a heist movie. Guardians was a space opera. You know, Winter Soldier was a spy espionage movie. Yeah. You felt like you were getting something different every single time. It wasn't the same clear cut, cut of everything, So yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with going forward and how they're going to marry everything with Peacemaker 2. Yeah. But let's talk about some of the big central themes of this movie, because this movie, and again, I will say this now that John's on. John, I apologize. I understand Superman better now. I have been wrong for many years on what I thought Superman was.
Mm-hmm. Just like most other people.
And I get it now because I teared up when he gave that speech at the end.
Yep.
And now when I get out of bed, I think of Superman.
Yeah. Now you get it. Now you get what I've been getting for 40 years, man. Like, you get
I get it.
Now.
So let's.
Yeah, but Jesse, where's your Superman T-shirt? Where's your He-Man swag?
About the shirt, clearly I'm not wearing the right one. I swear I thought it was clean hanging up. It is clean. It is hanging up, but it needs ironed. So I put this one on because I was in a pinch coming off of a work thing, but I at least got the background. But
there you go.
I wanted to have the shirt. I've worn the shirt to both of my movie viewings. I'm actually going again on Friday with a whole other group of people. Chance, he's a regular on the show. I'll be going with him and a couple of those other guys. I think Shane's watching right now. He's going to be there.
He is.
So third time, third group of people going. I'll have the shirt on then. But I apologize. I had to wear an older shirt because I didn't want to be that guy with the wrinkled shirt on the show. So, but I got it around, which is like the second best thing. So there we go.
You're all good. You're all good. Let's talk about some of the central themes of this movie. This movie had a lot to unpack, and I think it was good.
There was a lot going
on. Like, the one theme I caught, at least, was choice versus legacy. Who we decide to become versus who we were meant to become.
Yeah.
That plays. So, spoiler alert, let's talk about what that
means. The one spoiler of the movie, basically. I liked that it wasn't like a heavy, like, oh my God, all these things are happening and it's going to have this massive twist and this whole crazy ending and blah, 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 blah. Like, I like that there's only really like one or two actual things you could consider a spoiler in the movie. And I very much appreciated that. We don't have to have every movie loaded up with a bunch of bullshit. Like, it was great.
The spoiler took me some time to get because I had to go to my phone and go, the fuck is a harem? I literally had to look it up.
Jesse, come on, buddy.
I had to look it up. I was like, the fuck is a harem?
What is a harem?
So we're going to talk about the second worst depiction of a Superman parent there was.
Jor-El was like, I want you to catch a fish. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what they're talking about. It's like,
not a heron.
A heron. I know it's a heron, but it was like, no, a heron.
So, Darth, are you talking about Lara and Jor-El, or are you talking about Mom and Pa Kent that you didn't like?
No. The second worst depiction of a Superman parent is Bradley Cooper playing Jor-El saying, fuck them all. No, seriously, fuck them all and build a
get them hoes.
Superman, Kryptonian hose. I thought it was not needed. I'm hoping that the engineer did something and
they confirmed it. They confirmed that the message is what the message is.
Right, but that message is what it is because the engineer gave it to them.
True, but they said there was no tampering.
Like, you know, was this the real translation? Was it made up? Oh, Mr. Terrific's like, hey, I went over with these people. I trust them. But even then, I'm like, it's still a trust me, bro. Like, you've been fighting this whole time. You didn't have time to deep dive in this to determine if what they were saying was true. You're just going off of your trust level with them. Sorry, that's not good enough for me when it comes to Jor-El talking about his, plans for Kal-El or whatever.
You don't think he wants Kal-El to go out there and spread that seed?
Honestly, I didn't even really care about that because I was just like, okay, we're doing something new. It was a break from the traditional Kryptonian parents. Hey, we had our shot. We're done. We're sending you over here to be better than us, right? Like, that was one thing I loved about Man of Steel was I think they nailed the Kryptonian shit in Man of Steel.
I think they did too, yeah.
Movie. And when Lara's like, be better, Cal. Like, be better than us. And I'm like, there it is. Like, there it is. So I was okay that wasn't this one because I honestly think after this movie, people are going to forget about it because Superman already made the decision that I'm not you. I'm not doing your bullshit. Now he's watching videos and pictures of Mom and Pa Kent instead of his Kryptonian parents. So clearly he's already over it. So I think this is like not going to come up that much more.
Jesse, we talked about this earlier in the show where Superman is showing his humanity.
Yes.
And going and saying, I'm choosing the family that I was given or instead of the family that I was born into.
Yeah. The family that raised him.
Shows more of his humanity.
Yeah.
And shows how great Superman is.
I think I love the idea that like no, Superman was like, all right. I feel like this is the Gen Z Superman, the one that's like, oh my God, look at my look what my family was trying to instill in me. I got to Dom Toretto this and find family elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that was a great explanation, but I'm just saying it's kind of there. This is a Dom Toretto Superman. He's like, at the end of the movie, he sat down. He's like, "This is my family."
Did he have that little grr at the end, like Vin Diesel always has when he delivers lines, like, "This is my family."
Yeah, it's all my family.
Like he always does that, like gurring trail off after delivering any line.
Robots, Gary, show me my real parents.
You can have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona.
Hey. Let's stop mocking one of my favorite franchises of all time.
I love Fast and Furious.
They went to space in space cars, so
they could crank 10 more out, and I won't even bat an eye.
But anyways, let's get back to Superman before I go on a rant about how we're going to CG Paul Walker back into movies, because that's crazy. But anyways, back to Superman.
Who says we're going to CG?
Yeah, okay, go dig him up. Let's see what happens.
Hi, I'm Paul Walker.
Hello, everybody.
Done him on set.
All right, so let's. Okay, so yeah, we talked about the Jurassic. So going back to this, so John, you didn't feel like this was a huge deal that they changed this.
I didn't, and I see a lot of people online bitching about it. And it was just like it doesn't even occupy 5 minutes of screen time. And the whole thing is
the plot of the movie, though.
It's not the plot of the movie.
It is the plot of the movie.
The plot of the movie is introducing Lex Luthor and humanizing Superman. It is a part of Superman becoming humanized, but
the whole reason why the movie is there is Lex Luthor.
Not the plot. That's not the plot of the film. That's just a part of the film. Like, it's not centered around this big reveal.
The whole premise is Superman is an evil alien.
No.
Get rid of him.
No,
yes, it is, John.
That's the propaganda part. That's the Lex Luthor part. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
What I'm saying is if you went and you had to write a 5-sentence, or I'm sorry, let's say a 2-sentence plot about this movie, your 2 sentences aren't going to be talking about how Jor-El and Lara are evil and wanted Superman to be evil. It's going to be talking about what shit Lex Luthor did and what Superman did to stop it.
Lex Luthor is trying to convince the world that Superman is evil. How does he get that information? From his fucking parents.
Well, it's a part of it, but he's not necessarily...
Without that, there is no movie.
Yes, you can still demonize Superman without his parents are the MacGuffin for Lex Luthor to be able to say this when he was already got permission to kill him.
There's the wonderful MacGuffin.
Yes, so everything is wrong. That you can say, oh, we could have somebody filming Superman on a cell phone and they edit it that he like kicked a kid in the face or something, and then boom, now he's evil. Like, you can have whatever mechanism you want to have his trust broken with the public. They chose that MacGuffin to be doing the flip on his parents, which I don't care. Like, I when I say I don't care, it's I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I was just like, okay, this is cool. But that's not like what the film is centered around. The film is centered around him being humanized, and that's just one piece of it. When Mr. Terrific kills I don't know how we're going to identify it. What are we identifying that creature as? A kaiju. He was upset. That's his humanism. He was upset about that. The whole.
I'm not arguing the fact that he's human.
What I'm saying is there. If the only example of this was the flip with his parents, then I would agree. But there are so many other examples of him being humanized in the film that I disagree with the assertion that is the plot of the film.
I get what
I'm trying to say.
I get what Darth is saying. It is a big, because I agree on Darth on this aspect. Because Lex had a plan. He already had a plan.
Yeah, he was already going to do it.
Finding out the video was not planned.
Yeah,
but he did take it and he used it to his advantage to push people more off the boat of Superman, and for Superman to, because at this point Superman isn't seen as a threat. He has never been seen as a threat. But the video in the government's that now they feel he's a threat.
There were people that had distrust, just like Lex Luthor
I'm
did.
talking
But
about Rick Flag.
it wasn't the main thing yet.
No,
but
no, it wasn't the main
But-
thing. It was
People that were already distrusting.
How much of that was Lex Luthor behind the scenes pushing the
Oh, dude.
Superman negative narrative?
Dude,
A lot.
It was all the monkeys, man. They've been doing this for years, man. They've been building everybody up online, dude.
Hey, real quick, let me diffuse the situation with something fun that I just found while I was looking up something. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen.
The monkeys?
I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I just Googled Superman, right? Because I wanted to look up something regarding the story. But then I noticed, do you see where the dog print is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, watch this.
Nice. Careful with audio, Jesse. Audio.
That's true. Gotta be careful with that.
That's how the infamous Jaws show was only viewable by those who watched it on the live stream. Darth, I think you might have watched it live when we were doing that. But because we played the theme song, it was not able to be.
We don't own anything. I will put that in the thing. We do not own anything.
We
talk about
play audio on the show anymore.
I didn't know there was going to be audio. That's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, but anyways.
Okay. So, what was I going to say? Shoot. Did you guys talk yet about Lex Luthor and how fucking comic accurate this was?
No, we haven't. I was saving
I will
that.
Not say a word.
Let's talk about it. No, let's talk about Lex.
Well, wait. Are we done with choice for you? We had a big disagreement about this. Are we just leaving it or what?
Yeah, because you're not going to agree with me, and I'm not going to agree with you. Let's move on.
I'm not trying to debate it. Like, I'm just saying that it is very important, but there are other examples that show you what they're trying to show you as well. So all I'm saying is that was not integral to do what they did. Does that make better sense if I say that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm good with that then. I'm good with that.
All right. So, okay. I see, here's the thing. I've done the show for so long. I was like, okay, as soon as you guys get started, there's no way we're going to get it back. So I was like, I was already ready to bail.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Jesse's getting his popcorn out.
I was like, we're on the Titanic. We hit the iceberg. The ship's sinking. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go to the next topic. All right. Let's talk about Lex Luthor. So I think what's really funny, kind of fun backstory everybody's been making a joke about is that Nicholas Hoult went out for Superman, didn't get Superman, so instead he's Lex Luthor. And it's like, what an ultimate way to get someone to hate another person. It's like, this is it's like he was great.
He still looks a little young, but he was fantastic. Like, that's the role he should have played. I'm glad they cast him.
I'm glad he did. Because I think what I liked about this is that they finally played him as the reckless genius he is.
Yes. The whole part where he's like talking and he's explaining the pocket dimension. I forget who was there with him on that. He had the hover barge that went between the gaps and stuff. I forget who was there. Was it the Bulgaria guy or somebody was there? And he was just like, this is my pocket dimension. I have created this, and I engineered this when I had my own Hadron Collider and created a universe, and I use it to do this, and I have this. You could just imagine, the shots behind him. You see his head. He's holding his arms. He's introducing things. That's a fucking full spread splash page in a book of just
the whole time he's got a raging hard on because he's like, I'm the greatest.
He loves it. And you know that he loves it because he's so serious about this fucking prison that he took an influencer who said something bad about him and locked that bitch away, man. And I'm oh my God, wow, that's torture, man. You're locked away in a pocket dimension in this little cube,
I think one of the best lines from the movie that really made me oh, they got it. He was like, Copernicus, Galileo, these were the men of their times. This is my time.
Yes.
Now everybody's talking about you.
Yes.
I was like, thank you. That's the line.
The fact that he not only studied Superman for 3 years to come up with 2,500 counter moves while watching a live action fight. but he had them memorized. That's the most Lex Luthor shit I've ever seen in my life.
A1.
He had 2,500 alphanumeric numbers memorized for this fight. That's so Lex Luthor right there,
It's
dude.
so
It was
petty.
great. It was great.
They caught his pettiness so well. Like, he was willing to destroy
Yes.
the world, including himself, in the pocket dimension, if it meant killing Superman.
Yes.
Like,
That's all he wanted.
That tunnel vision is Lex Luthor 100%. Because, like, the thing is, like, Lex Luthor doesn't fail because he's not smart. It's quite the opposite. It's because he's so fucking egotistical.
He is. He
and
cares so much.
If he has one goal, he will stick on that goal and let everything fall to the wayside, include killing himself, if it means completing the goal.
Yes, he does not care. He just wants Superman to die because he's so hyper focused on that and him being the hero. It kills him inside that an outsider is the hero and not him, to the point where he spends his entire life trying to kill this man and just drives himself more crazy in the process, ruins his life, ruins like thousands of people's lives, destroys cities, has troll fucking monkeys spreading fake news about people on the internet. I mean, what more does he need to do?
Yeah.
That fucking ship that's a part of his building.
Oh, yeah.
Another classic fucking Lex Luthor. Of course he has an escape pod on his building if shit goes down that he can just break away and fly off. Of course he does.
It's what a great fuck off device. Like,
dude,
time to
yes,
fuck off.
It was so good. Oh my god. Oh, like, and then his employees, he's like really nice to them. Apparently, they have like high job satisfaction, top performers, but yet he's completely batshit crazy. But they're all happy. Like, nobody's disgruntled with their job working for Lex Luthor. Like, okay.
Like, I love
his assistants.
Well, Miss Tessmacher was kind of getting him,
Well, also when he knocked the cup over and they all reached and had to scramble.
That's right. He made them clean it up with their hands. Yeah.
And then he did it again just to be a petty.
Just to do it, because that's the pettiness of Lex Luthor, man.
Like,
let everyone know.
I loved the Office scene where he was just very calm and collected when Superman was losing his shit.
He was losing his shit, dude. He's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, what the fuck? Like,
stupid dog with a cape.
Luthor is a god among men in his head. He is not equivalent to Superman, but better than Superman. And that's who Lex Luthor is in his head. And it's just, Nicholas Hoult really captured that, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see that kind of genius craziness exist in a movie again, but also that all the characters bought into who they were.
Yeah,
nobody. There was no wink and a nod to the camera. Like,
I will say,
what I mean is, this movie was fantasy forward. This was a fantasy film.
I don't think there was any wink. But I will say I did like the fact that Nicholas Hoult went from a big furry super genius to a completely and totally bald super genius.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to say there was a wink and a nod. Did I say that?
Yeah. No, you said you didn't think there was, and John's like hawing like there is one.
Maybe, I don't know. I just felt I felt like they took the world that they lived in. They took it for what it was.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Like I said, when Darth said it best. When the kaiju monsters that's coming to attack them all, they're just sitting in the coffee shop, just going like, all right. It's like they got reined in. Like they're reined in. Like, all right,
well, because I mean, they even though Superman had only been there for 3 years, clearly based on the beginning, we know that they've been exposed to other metahumans before that. Yeah. So this is no big deal to them, man. No big deal at all.
But this movie, like I said, it doesn't do the whole like, there's alien, there's heroes.
The whole especially so before the movie released, of course, I went down and watched all the Superman content. I noticed this that I had never noticed before. Well, I probably noticed it, but in Superman Returns, anytime Superman is in front of the public in Superman Returns, this is every single person other than Superman's reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just in fucking awe, and that's okay. But they don't act like that in the Reeve films. And this is supposed to be a sequel to that. So I was like, this is weird. I'm like, I feel like they're portraying him as this like monolithic thing. And while he's kind of quote unquote a god, it's just weird that the people would just stand there like this. And so in this film, because they're used to it in this universe, yeah, they're going about their day. Some of them are hiding. Some of them need saving. But it's nice to see that people are like, how do I want to word this?
Desensitized.
They're not groaning in awe over Superman when he's existed for multiple years in front of them, like they've never seen him before. The first time he shows up, yeah, sure. But in Superman Returns, he's been around for like 10 fucking years by that point. Like, no one.
Well, he also did disappear for like 5 years.
What?
He did disappear for like 5 years.
Yeah, but he had been there years before that. So, like, people knew. It wasn't like they was like, oh my God, what's this?
But also, I like the interaction Superman had with people. Like the falafel guy that picks him up.
That's what I'm saying.
That was such a good scene. I would have never thought to do a scene like that. And I was like, that's such a rich and beautiful scene. And then to Lex's pettiness brings that dude into the pocket dimension.
I didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't think they were going to do that. That's why I'm glad this was rated PG-13, man. Because they fucking did it. I didn't think they were going to do it. I was really surprised. I'm like, holy shit, they did it. So,
but it's seeing those things that made me understand Superman fans more than I've ever had to understand them before. Because
there you go, Jesse.
I get it. Like I felt like I was shot up with a bunch of hope, and I haven't had it in a very long time.
Yeah.
And seeing a character, like I was telling Darth, like this is the character that is a role model you look up to. He's the one who has, like, for example, when we all saw the kaiju, kill it. Here's him. No. Let's try to save it, study it, bring it somewhere to a sanctuary. Yeah. And like, I would have never thought to do that.
That's Superman, dude.
And like, but he's striving for a better tomorrow. He's striving for a better everything. Like that to me is what we've been missing with superheroes. You know, like
he's Superman not doing it with nothing. He's not boning 10 different women.
Yeah,
10 different time zones. Building up his little super army.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Superman, he never says he's the best. He never says he's the greatest. He never beats his chest. Superman is great because of his humbleness, his humility, his humanity, and I finally understand that. And bring them to a human level, I think, is what we've been missing for so long. And but anyways, I thought this movie was fantastic. Before we go, we have to answer one question that we were given out to the comments section. I don't want to miss it because it's a good comment.
I have a couple of things to cover before we wrap up.
Okay, here, how about I let you wrap it.
Okay. Darth, the interdimensional being that the Justice Gang is fighting while Superman's trying to keep it real with Lois, and that one of the best parts of the movie is she's like, "You gonna do?" He's like, and you just see Guy Gardner beat him over the head with the fucking bat. So is that his Sun Eater pet? Because it looked like it to me.
No, a lot of people are saying it's Mxyzptlk.
I don't think it is. There's no way possible. I think it's the Sun Eater.
I don't know. I think it's just Monster of the Week.
I mean, I'm fine with that too because it was a humorous scene. Like the scene was about the humor, not introducing another character. So
well, the scene is also more. There are always going to be interdimensional beings. There's always going to be a bad guy out there. Yeah. I have to have faith that the teams that are out there, the other superheroes, will be able to handle that. So I don't feel like I have to be everywhere all at once.
Which is very human. So there we go again.
Yeah.
So that was one that was bugging me. We all love the monkeys, so we don't need to keep talking about it, even though I want to, because I'm telling you right now, like, I'm still fucking laughing at that. One, because it's just funny. But two, I feel like that's like now, right? Like I could just open a fucking door to some troll monkeys, go on Facebook and find the post they were trolling on. Like
There's a
it's
lot
hilarious.
you can argue and take a look at it and say there's a lot of now in this movie.
I really, really enjoyed that. But my number one, you guys know that some of the things that I focus on are things that most people don't pay attention to, like credits and how they are and whatnot.
The wall of
Big
text
for me. So this might be. Oh shit! I mean, it could be my favorite Superman film, like in terms of like the intro and the credits. So he was fighting and he had to go back to Fortress of Solitude. Krypto dragged him there and they patched him back up, but he was only like 84%. And he's like, fuck it, I gotta go. He goes out and the new theme hits. And we get really cool shots of him flying. And then we get this face-up shot after he does this barrel roll, which is sweet. And the look on his face, that and then what happened after that is what sold me. Like any type of question I had about the film was gone when this all happened. He's smiling at the fucking camera, but he's not like grinning. He's got that look on his face that shows he likes what he's doing. He knows he's important. He knows he's about to go save the day. It's all of these things encapsulated in this one look. And then he flies up and they stop on the shield, and then that animates, and then it goes into the title sequence, which is very close lettering to the original film. The animated shield is very close looking, so it's the homage is there, but it's not a copy. They still did their own thing, and there were no credits other than the title in the opening of this film. So I'm assuming James Gunn paid the fee, like $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is, if you don't do the credits right, to I think it's the MPAA. So I wonder if he paid for that too, because there were no opening credits other than just the title in this movie until the very end.
What you missed is it actually was opening credits, but they were 0.0001 font in the bottom left-hand corner. They still showed.
They were right there.
But that whole sequence, just him flying, the face, and then the theme hits again, and then boom, we're up, and the symbol, and it fades out, and then the title credits come out, and I'm just like, that was it. Like, I had a fucking moment. I was just like, oh, whoa, and then it was just, they had me for the entire movie. After that point, that immediately sold me.
John, tell me what you thought about the end credits.
Are you talking about the two scenes? Oh, no.
No, the credits themselves.
Two things that I did not like about this film. Number one, we'll save the real topic for that. But number one, yeah, I thought the end credits were atrocious. I hated the way that they were stacked and organized. It looked so amorphous. Like the font was off. The header font was like smaller than the font of like the people under the credit. There were like 4 stacks. There were like pyramid stacks. I don't understand how we just couldn't have traditional credits roll. And again, I pay attention to shit that nobody else fucking cares about.
I'm sitting there in the theater, and John's like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
I'm like, that did. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, these credits are awful." He's like, "What are you talking about?" So that's my like funny thing that I didn't like. But you guys want to know? Because for me, it wasn't perfect, even though I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to see it for a third time. I have one a negative that I did not like.
Which is?
We did not have any transitional scenes of Clark Kent changing into Superman. And that bothers me. Because that is integral to the imagery, and that is where I believe a regular person like me relates to the character. Because when I was a kid reading Superman, watching the Reeve films, anytime Superman was disguised as Clark and the shit went down, it's like, uh-oh, something's going on, and then they sneak off, and then it's like some epic thing where it's like, bam, I'm Superman. Check it out. I'm wearing the shit under my clothes. Every kid can relate to that. Dude, I'm 43 and I walk around thinking, man, I wish I was Superman right now so I could just be like, bam, and go fly somewhere. Like, that's the part that you relate to. And I think that is extremely important to have in Showcase. And just like Man of Steel, they didn't do it. And I'm going to be harsh on that. That really bothered me. I was annoyed by Ma and Pa Kent, but it was a low tolerance annoyance. Like, I could take it or leave it. I'm not going to bitch about it. I didn't like it, but not in the terms where I'm saying it's like as big as this. I just didn't like them, but I'm going to see the movie for the third time. So there you go.
What did you think of this? Someone brought up a good point. What did you think of the hypno glasses?
Oh, we can talk about that too. So, not having at least one rock solid, even both in Superman Returns were good. Superman 3 in the Fence, everybody knows that's my favorite. Every film has at least one, and it's great. And we didn't get it. And that bothered me because even from the very beginning, when I saw what Clark Kent was going to look like and I saw what Superman was going to look like, in my head, I'm like, what's the change sequence going to look like? How are they going to do it? What's it going to be like? He's wearing a thicker suit. What's that going to look like under the clothes? And when he rips it off, and and then it never fucking happened. And I've stayed very quiet on this because I didn't want anybody to really know, because people were even asking why I wasn't talking about it. I wanted to wait. I've been sitting on this for almost 2 weeks. This is the part of the film that I did not like, and I feel like they failed on this opportunity, and I just hope that they rectify it in the next one. Even though I absolutely love the film, this bothered me a lot.
With this being the first movie and having a lot to set up, I think I can grant them the grace for that. I can grant them a lot of grace. But right now we have to wrap.
Had a lot of opportunity. Like with the kaiju, when he came back, could have done a quick change sequence and then get the dog. Perfect opportunity right there.
I do want to say one thing before we wrap. I know we got to wrap up, Jesse.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
And there's one more thing in the comments that you wanted to reach out to, but we did not talk about this boy.
I love them.
We did not talk about him.
Let's talk about Krypto real quickly.
Let's talk about Krypto, the second best part of this movie.
Krypto stole the show for me. Every scene that Krypto was in, I loved it. There are talks on the internet that the whole Krypto is a bad dog, and the whole Krypto being a bad dog, they're equating to Thor's screaming goats and Thor Love and Thunder. I'm like, you're just reaching. At this point,
that's a big reach. Hey, full transparency, I like the screaming goats. Anyways, continue.
I did like the screaming goats, but it's a reach.
Any of the goats, I'm all about the goats. Anyway.
But I love the fact that he's 100% CG, but he is based on, I want to say he's based on James Gunn's dog, or he's based on someone's dog.
Yep,
because he looks more like a corgi type dog.
I also like the fact that because of this movie, pet or dog adoptions have raised 500%.
There we go. Yes.
So let's do it again. Let's have another Krypto movie.
I loved Krypto, Jesse. I know you loved Krypto. I thought it was great. Again, people bitching about Krypto online. And it's just clear they have no idea. They didn't read any books. They don't know anything about the character, which is fine. I don't expect people to, but
I know Krypto is going to be big in the next DC movie, which is Supergirl.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that, man. I was very skeptical about that, and now I'm in on that too.
That kind of goes into the whole Dylan talking about a sequel. I do think there will be a sequel to this movie. There definitely will be a sequel. I think
there will be.
This movie, I think they're like the first phase 1 of DC of Marvel.
Yeah, I'm fine with waiting.
They want to make the individual movies first to build to the big conflict. I
don't think there needs to be a sequel.
Well, what about Supergirl? If Superman's in part of Supergirl, then you kind of have that thing.
And that's fine. He can be in other DC. Yeah. He's going to be in the Justice League movie that they're going to eventually do. He's going to be in World's Finest.
Are they doing that?
Who? What?
Are they doing that? Did they announce that? Oh my god! Yes.
I think what I mean by the sequel is,
you know how good that's gonna be. Oh my
what I
god!
think is like the sequel will come, but it'll be like it'll be much like how many years did it take before we got Captain America 2 from Captain America 1?
Like 2 years. It
2
was not
years?
that long. It was
We
2 or
might
3
we
years.
might get it longer because the one thing I do like that James Gunn kind of is adamant about is like nothing gets greenlit until the script is good. When
Yeah,
the
and
script is
I
good,
think that's smart.
which you think that'd be common practice, but we all know in Hollywood that's not. And most movies have been infamously known.
Shall we just talk about the Green Lantern movie? Let's just that's good.
Yeah.
Green Lantern movie. It was a horrible movie.
Oh yeah.
It never had a good script. They saw the one sheet and was like, "This is going to be awesome."
Yeah,
But Ryan Reynolds was fine in the movie. I hated the CGI
No,
suit though.
No, he wasn't.
I thought it was fine.
It was a bad movie.
But he was fine. The movie was bad. The script was bad. And the CG suit was bad, but he was fine.
I think he was as good as that script could make him. That's the thing. Like at the end of the day, like the guy who wrote that movie, he ended up kind of redeeming himself with the Arrowverse, but then fumbled the Green Lantern again years later. But we'll talk about that. That's another show, another time. So which I thought that was hilarious.
Did somebody say about the hypno glasses? Yeah. So those I thought was great. That's the way to explain it. He's just wearing hypno glasses.
It makes the change more. I'll say more realistic.
I agree.
There's only so much like body contortion you can do to not look like a fucking football player.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Lois removes the glasses. Holy fuck! Where'd you go?
Yeah, like I want to know what that first time was, and I want to know how he looked at this. So is it that he just doesn't look like him, or does he look different to every single person? I forget what it is.
I think I think it just changes just a little bit.
Okay. So it's not like it makes you have your own personal view of him. So like he would look the same if both you and I looked at him.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think it's kind of like, you remember the technology that Harrison Wells uses in The Flash, where he makes his face look different and everybody sees it.
Yeah.
Same principle.
I was going to use the example of Ocean's 13, where they go in, they just morph their faces just a little bit.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds a lot like the plot to Face Off.
It's Face Off. It's exactly Face Off. I'm anytime you invoke Face Off in front of me, I'm just going to agree with it. Yep.
John, every time he puts on his hypnoglasses, he goes and finds a human being, takes their face off, and just slaps it on.
I like it. But I was responding more to the rant Jesse was going down. But I like the explanation of the glasses because it leads to the whole Kryptonian thing and him like being Kal-El a little bit more. We're always missing Kal-El in films, and the Donner Cut really had a lot of Kal-El, and I want more of that. And while there wasn't a lot of that in here, there certainly was a lot more of it than there was in Man of Steel. More of it than there was.
I disagree on that. There was
Returns.
no Clark Kent in Man of Steel, but
no, I think he's always Clark Kent. I don't think there's much Kal-El in there at all. I think it's Clark Kent.
Well, anyways, like I said, we got a lot that could be talked about this show, but we are out of time. We are in overtime. I want to thank everybody that stopped in to watch the show and take a seat at the grown-up table. I want to thank Darth, John, and I appreciate you guys all tuning in back in. We are going to be back every Wednesday now. We're going to get back on track. Like I said, we had a huge hiatus. A lot of things were happening, but now we're back. We're ready to kick some ass. We're ready to talk about some new topics. So keep an eye on our Facebook. That's where we're going to announce next week's topic. But tune in next week, 7 o'clock Wednesday. You got a seat here at the Grown-Ups Table. Until then, I'm Jesse.
And I'm John.
You've been sitting at the Grown-Ups Table. Thank you and have an awesome night, everybody. Take care, everyone.